So we did this one way back on episode 7. Was a lot of fun. Seems fitting for this one to do it again. For our last ever deer call, we just said, ask us anything. This time we also had an option to ask us anything anonymously. So we got some pretty good, weird questions here. We did get a lot, so have to filter a few out. And since we're doing a farewell episode after this one, I saved a couple of the podcast specific ones for that, but we're still going to be, we don't want to double up on what we're saying next episode. This could get pretty long, so probably going to cut a lot of it out for the podcast, but like last time too, you could go to YouTube eventually at some point and see the full version of this if you really want to get deep inside our minds.
How many YouTube subscribers do we have?
Almost 200, I think.
What?
More than 0, less than 1 million. Yeah. Start off with fitting one for our Deer Call sponsor. Seahawk_mum on Instagram asked, a favorite menu item at Cilantro and Chive.
Easy. Dill pickle poutine. All day, every day.
There's a lot of good options, but I'd say one of the Caesars that eats like a meal.
Good idea, Lund.
Thank you. I would say the burger of the month, just because it's different every month, and I know from experience people do put a lot of thought into those burgers.
If you're Erin, reading my ad reads are right, it's the month of the month for like 5 straight episodes.
I like the little mac and cheese balls.
Oh, yeah, those are good.
There's a lot. I'm a big fan of the duck wings.
Yeah.
Actually,
Those things are huge.
Yeah. That's part of why. Maybe I need to eat regular size wings. I won't break any more stools. But there we go. That's an easy one. This is actually, you know what? Yeah, we'll get right into this. Julia asked, what is your favorite thing about Red Deer?
Yeah, mine's easy. The community champions that live in our city. You know, the Brennan Wokes, the Riley Kays, the Renee Rondeaus, the Bud Kellys, all
the
these.
Dustin Morris.
Oh,
I'll say it.
The Ken Johnsons. Like, there's so many that bring our city to a level where there's a lot of people that bring it down, but there's much more people that bring it up. That's my favorite part.
I'll just piggyback on that because for me, it's the people too, but it's more like I've lived here for just over 7 years now, and I think too a lot of it is thanks to all of you, like especially Dustin, because you're like the unofficial mayor of Red Deer, and I've met so many people through you. But I feel like I've lived here my whole life because people are so welcoming. They don't care how new you are, right? Like, it's so easy to make relationships with people here too and keep them. And that the people, again, my favorite thing about Red Deer too.
Yeah, obviously that's number one for me, but I'll go further and just talk about, you know, the trail system.
And the weather.
Like, yeah, the weather. It's been beautiful the last couple summers, but
The birthday parties.
well, we have all these great perks that you go and have birthday parties down at King Canyon or wherever. Like, it's stuff like that, just having the opportunity to like get active and get outside with your family and still have a good and safe time and do it in beautiful places. So, yeah, I think we live in one of the greatest cities, and it's unfortunate that a lot of people from out of town just think we're Gasoline Alley, and you know, I kind of take that personal a little bit, and like
my answer was gonna be Gasoline. I'll scrap that. Yeah.
Hey, Gasoline Alley's great, but we're more than that.
Yeah.
I was going to say the same thing, the accessibility of the green spaces, and especially so much along the river, and just the Red Deer River in general. We've floated it and had the most incredible time doing that.
Especially the athletes.
Yeah.
Erin just dragged him down the river and he got to sleep.
River Kevin was a side of Kevin Strybosch I never thought I'd see, and loved every minute. And like taking our horses swimming in the river, and I didn't have that in Calgary. We didn't really float the river much. It was a kind of a pain in the butt to do so. The bow can be really dangerous. So the Red Deer River is really incredible to have so accessible.
So yeah, you guys have taken all the obvious ones, but I'll go. This one's pretty obvious too. Red Deer hosts a lot of great events. Mm-hmm. Like I think being located where we are between Edmonton and Calgary, we kind of get the benefit of being centralized, and like the CFR, for example, the Wine and Food Festival. There's so many things going on. Like every weekend, there's something to do here. Even though the bar scene is lackluster right now, there's still lots and lots of stuff to do, and you don't have to go far to find it. So that's what I love most about the city.
All right, now we're going to go on the flip side, of course, because SL Flyer on Instagram asked, and I'd like to go first on this one because just to kind of build off what we said. What's your least favorite thing about Red Deer? And I'm going to say it's about, for a lot of people who live here, their attitude towards the city they live in. And I'm going to go on a soapbox here because especially since starting at the radio station, we post a lot of stuff looking for opinions every day. And one was right when the giant Cheeto was in Cheadle, Alberta. And, we asked, hey, what kind of giant thing would be in Red Deer? Looking for some fun answers. And we got, honestly, 50, 60 people go, oh, a giant crack pipe or this or that. I'm like, have you ever been to any other city ever? Do you think only Red Deer has people who smoke crack and issues and stuff? And the thing about that is, look, every city has its problems. I get it. But a lot of people who don't live here shit on Red Deer all the time. So if we're doing it, of course, everyone else is going to do it too. So yeah, you know what? We have our issues for sure. But I just think you just have to have pride in where you live or else, no one else is going to respect your city if you don't. So that is a huge pet peeve of mine. And again, so many more people that you see out there, and we've seen from this podcast, who love this city, and that's what we talk about, and that's why we connect with people on this podcast. But even if it's one bad attitude towards every 100 good attitudes, it still spoils it. So that is my least favorite thing about Red Deer.
So I don't even know if we can build off that because that was such a great answer. And I couldn't agree more. And I think if we rewind the podcast, I don't think you can do that. It's not a VCR.
Oh, yeah, we can.
that was actually a perfect rewind.
I know. This guy used to work at Blockbuster.
That guy gets
The machine didn't make any noise, but he was under the counter making it sound like, let me just rewind this. Blunt, go.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't rewind your VHS. That's $2.
Is that your least favorite thing about Red Deer?
Do you guys remember paying for that shit?
Be kind, please rewind.
Yeah. On every single tape, the sticker.
Or
on
the
front.
late fees. Oh my god, that used to be my most hated thing about Red Deer. The late fees from Blockbuster.
Okay, so
from Video Update.
Can you rewind me one more time? So when Ken Johnson, our mayor, said that is how we're going to fix the stigma of downtown, is to change. People have to change their attitudes on. And first he said we're going to fix the shelter problem, which they're on that. Our city council and the mayor are on that. And then he said people are going to have to change their mindsets on what Red Deer is. And I couldn't agree more. So I'm not going to touch this one.
Well, you did, and you built on it perfectly.
I touched it.
Yeah. Just don't do it at the table.
All right, I'll go because you guys got super serious. So,
hey Kev, can you lighten it up a little bit?
all right. The thing I hate most that I can think of off the top of my head, because I did no pre-work on this, is the traffic lights on 30th Avenue. Getting from Collicut to Timberlands.
It's very specific.
Well, but it's been like that forever.
That's
it's
why I
been
drive
like that
every
when
day.
we
I'm
first
with
started.
you, yeah.
Exactly. When we started driving, that drive was so hard, and that was before Timberlands was even I bought
Used to be a driving range.
I bought a used car out where the co-op is. It was on a gravel road sitting on the side of the road. So it's always been like that. Nothing's gonna change. It's just there's too many busy streets around there, but I'm gonna bitch about that.
It's pretty. I think you have a lot of people with you right now.
The cell phone reception up in the Northeast.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Is that
goodness.
yours?
Mine.
Sorry.
So shout out, he
No.
probably doesn't listen, but shout out to Lawrence Lee, the counselor, the Red Deer counselor, because I know he's been on it. He's been pushing for it. I think TELUS adding a tower right away, but doesn't help me. But yeah, anyways, go ahead. I'm taking over your thing here, Erin.
No, it's just a pain in the butt, and I can't call my husband or my mother every time I leave that quadrant of the city.
So, Aaron, I 1,000% agree with you. By far and away, that's my number one pet peeve, especially working from home. The last two years or so, I'll take a call, personal call or a call from work, and then the call will get dropped, or I'll cut out for 10 seconds, and then we're not sure if it's from where I am. I know it's from where I am, but the client might be on the road and they think it's them, and I'll say no, it's my fault. I'm in the northeast part of Red Deer. I'm in the northeast part of the city.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm in this city and I don't have any reception.
And let's clarify, this whole time that you're talking to this person and cutting out you're not moving. You're sitting.
I'm in
the same spot.
I'm sitting in my chair in my office, and it's just cutting out like randomly. And it always seems to cut out like the most important part of the conversation too.
Like, what wire do I cut? Oh, the red one. Wait, what?
Yeah, exactly. So, but I did, and Ted, you did bring it up. I did see that TELUS is building a tower on that end of town by the end of 2022. So hopefully we only have a month left of this crap.
It might beat this podcast coming out.
But isn't that crazy that that's even a thing that exists?
We're in the city.
Yeah.
We're in city limits.
So like people call me and we'll be cutting out and they'll be like, "Oh, are you in Timberlands?" Like I can hear them say that, but I just can't respond.
That's the worst part is
wild.
You can hear them perfectly.
Yes.
But they can't hear you. And you're cutting out. It must be me. But so two things. One, I don't know how true this is, but I think it's because they can't get an LTE tower in that area of town because there's too many, like 2 bird sanctuaries close by. I can't confirm that. That's what I've heard. But the trick is it's very annoying. But you have to go into your cellular data on your phone, switch to 3G. And then I have no issues taking phone calls at home if I switch to 3G.
Are we on 5G?
Yeah.
Like when does 5G? Like isn't Bill Gates?
You're on 5G
injecting us with
already.
microchips? So
it's
5G
LTE is the issue. So, anyways, that is a great one, and hopefully it can be solved. But
that
there's
was
a
a really
trick
good one.
if you are having bad cell phone reception. But then I go to certain parts again, like down by like the Polytechnic and stuff. I have to switch back to LTE because there's not very good 3G service down there. So there's a workaround, but it's very annoying. I think the bottom line though is we all have our pet peeves, but we still love red deer.
I think if this is the shit we're complaining about, we're pretty lucky.
Yes.
This is definitely a first world problem, and it still sucks. It's annoying, but you know what? We'll be able to handle it.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on to something way less serious. We had 3 different people ask this, honestly. Liesel and 2 anonymous listeners who both could have been Erin. I don't know. They said, when are we going to get a Co-Worker Erin spin-off podcast?
When I tell you that I have never been so flattered, like when Ted told me, I almost cried. And the fact that it was people that I didn't know was huge. So first of all, thank you to those 3 people. That made my absolute day, if not month. Now,
this is why you look so fancy tonight.
Yes, this is for my
This is an
fans.
audition. This is an audition for the next pod.
What I will say is that I am unwilling to do the level of work that Ted does, and also Ted is unwilling to do the work for me, which is fair. However, if somebody is interested, reach out. If you want to be a sponsor, we can make this happen. We're not doing this weekly, but if you just want to hear my opinions like once a month for 20 minutes, I can tell you how to run
Erin
your
will
life.
come over to your house and tell you her opinion.
Honestly, maybe.
We should actually do it like
Rent
door
a
tender.
person.
It'd be like door tender. We just send Erin.
Just someone just come door to door and boss
just talk
you
to
around.
you.
Yeah.
Just rent Erin.
Rent Erin.
That's different. And
Yeah,
that's probably not legal.
illegal.
But
Yeah.
here, I'm going to put this out there right now. If someone wants to sponsor an Erin Runs Your Life type of podcast, it's 20 minutes every 2 weeks, a month or whatever. We get a sponsor, especially if it's just you, Erin. That will take me 20 minutes to edit. I will do it. It'll be the first subsidiary podcast of Oh Dear.
I would like to know what your podcast would be about. Like,
No,
how
I
would
would.
you?
I want people to ask me questions, and I'll tell them my thoughts. I have no training in that, but I've literally done it for most of you.
We could do a one-on-one
I think
interview
you've
with
done
you
it
and
most of your
Erin.
life.
Talk about
Yeah.
your life, right? Like, I think...
I'd listen.
Yeah. So if anyone out there wants to get behind that, maybe hopefully, pay for a little studio time here at Communal Creative Studios, whatever it is. Yeah, Erin, I will, because if I only have to edit, I don't have to plan anything, try to organize 6-7 different people. I think that's a very easy thing to do, and I think it would be great.
There we go. We got the editor lined up. Now we just need the benefactor.
Yes. All right. Well, I'm ready to be the first podcast in the Oh Dear Podcast Network.
What would you call your show?
Erin Runs Your Life, because that's what she
But I
does
think
for mine.
I think we can do better than that, but that's the gist.
Okay.
Also, we're also looking for names.
Yeah.
So, and I wasn't going to put this in here because Julia even freaking asked this the last time we did this Ask Us Anything, but this is just for Erin because now this is a preview of the Co-Worker Erin podcast, and you can pull no punches here. don't worry about this. Like, say
We can
Why-
cut it if I make you cry.
no, you won't. You might really actually help me on some self-realization. Julia says, "Why is Ted single?"
You know what? I've got an answer. Number one, it's by choice. Ted has options. So
I
you
didn't
are
see that
choosing to be
Agreed.
single. Also, you're scared of being hurt.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
The truth hurts.
No,
No, that wasn't
Yeah.
scary at all.
no. You're scared to put yourself out there and meet the one.
Yeah, but you're also having fun.
You are
and-
having fun for
Yeah.
sure. And you are absolutely single by choice.
And you
But-
pick the right guy to live with
Yeah.
for the fun.
Yeah.
Wrap it and tap it, buddy.
Yeah. Do as I say, not as I do.
What just happened?
I think Lund and I are going to do a podcast
Yeah.
together.
We never know what he's thinking.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You guys don't even know.
First of all, I actually expected a little more brutal than that. But, one thing I will say being friends with Erin has taught me, A, you need friends that you can go on gossip walks with and just talk about whatever.
Yes.
And B, yeah, I've learned, if we're going to go serious for a second, this is maybe what the first episode is going to look like. I've learned over the last couple of years after getting divorced that your relationship status does not define you, even though a lot of people like to joke, "Oh, Ted, you're single." Oh, I said, well, your wife just smacked you for making that joke, and I've had 10 beers. So, like, who's really living the terrible life, right? So, yeah, thank you. I was expecting way worse. Suck it, Julia.
I don't think she's done. Go ahead, Aaron.
Oh.
We'll save it for the first episode.
So we'll go back to, we've got more kind of on that. People kind of but focused on London a bit in the anonymous questions, but just a fun one. Karina wants to know toilet paper roll over or under. I want to find out who here is a serial killer.
I'm always over.
I would say I'm over.
Generally over, but I'm a wild card. I'll whatever way it lands, I'll let it fly.
I'm a complete joker as well. I don't know I don't actually know the answer to this one.
He's never looked.
I just put it on.
Yeah.
Mullet or not mullet?
I would so I set it up over, but if it's under, I'm not perturbed enough
Oh.
to switch it.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I remember one
I'm not a
time
psycho.
when we used to have, like, during the Chubs, when it was in Red Deer, you'd have people over, and I went into my bathroom the next day, and someone, very nice of them to replace the roll, but they put it under, and I said, "No more parties." That's it. I thought for Dustin, his answer would be like, I just leave it on the counter, and it makes its way onto the roll.
What are you guys saying? You guys think over is the more popular answer? Or you
Yeah.
think it's 50-50?
I could give a shit.
Oh, well done.
And I think I whistled. Oh, I did a pun.
Yeah. All right.
I whistled though when
There
I
is
did
a correct answer. I think the guy who patented it had a.
I love all the
Diagram?
We'll
I
have
love
to
the
look that up.
diagrams when they ask this question. There's like engineering, like arrows and stuff, and like the best way it flows. And I don't know what it is, but over for me just makes more sense.
All right. There we go. That one.
I've never heard you give a more thoughtful answer.
It was toilet paper,
Talking
of
about
course.
engineer.
Says the guy who bought a bidet.
You guys should hear.
Yeah, I used that the other day though. That was nice.
Yeah,
That's
so you guys
nice.
got a drinking fountain for when I throw up in your toilet?
So yeah, well, okay, let me go on then.
Oh, okay.
So I did buy that Tushy 2.0, which is a home bidet, and let me tell you, if you have an extra $100, I would recommend it. It is like think
it-
about it.
Heated water?
No, it's not heated.
But
It shocks. It shocks.
I've
the
used it at
system.
4:30 in the morning before, though. When
It
I'm just
wakes
getting
you up.
I'm up.
It wakes you up.
Aaron, it needs to be heated. And I
Yeah.
thought you said Lundy tell you. I didn't know you said let me. I thought you said and Lundy tell you I got the Tush 2.0.
But anyway, so like think about it like logically, right? Like you have dirty hands. Let's say you have muddy hands. You don't just get paper towel and wash your hands off. No, you run them underwater. You get wet. Why is your ass any different? Why wouldn't you get your ass wet and get all that crap out of there?
Why, after 30 episodes, you've never spoken more clearly and passionately about anything than wiping your ass?
This Tushy has revolutionized the toilet game.
It needs to be warm.
I think people are too ashamed to talk
Yeah.
about it. And I'm a toilet guy. I love toilet humor. I love.
Yeah.
You should have heard the
Okay,
toilet jokes
we-
I was
yeah.
making.
We don't have time, though. 'cause
no, next
we only have
episode.
so much film.
Okay,
But
don't get me started.
yeah, we won't. But that was that. I like that. Really quick, just let's answer real quick. Brandon wants to know your favorite bar, restaurant, shop, just place to visit in downtown Red Deer.
Saks Thrift Ave. And it's not because they're a sponsor. Every time I have friends in town, we go there. I have many, many cute pieces of clothing for them from them. I know their records and, whatever. I'm there for the clothes. The vintage clothes are amazing.
Saros.
What is that?
It's a Italian restaurant downtown.
Oh,
Red
yeah,
Deer.
I did know that.
It's delicious.
Okay.
Amazing lasagna and local.
Yeah.
So I'll piggyback off that one. Hopefully I say it right. It's Poti Dong, I think.
Pho Thai Dung.
Yeah, but I've been told it's pronounced Poti.
Oh,
but
Is
wow.
that the one
it's right by Superstore.
Oh, yeah.
Vietnamese
Amazing.
place.
Amazing.
Great price, quick. Can't recommend it enough.
So for me, I'm gonna Famoso I think is close enough to downtown. That's probably my favorite spot to go. Pizza's great. Owner's
Even better.
shit bag. Just kidding, Ryan. No, owner's a good guy.
He has not listened to one episode of this podcast.
I know,
He
that's
tells
a
me
test.
every time I've seen him.
That guy's a piece of shit. If you heard this, Ryan, I'll know you listened.
And he'll use his tushy to wipe you out.
Ted, you don't know how a tushy works, obviously.
I meant not wipe, wash is what I meant to say.
There we go.
Let's flush that.
Yeah.
Move on.
Mine, there's a lot. I thought someone was going to say here, Communal Creative Studios. Obviously, we've had a lot of fun here. Oh, Dustin wrote it down.
CCS.
Yeah. But I love what's been happening with the Ross Street patio. Even right now, right? It's all lit up in the winter time. And in the summer, they've got the music going on, a couple different restaurants you can order from when you sit there. So a great thing. It's only getting better too there, but that is my favorite thing. Brad, really quick, Ryan Lund and Kevin Walsh, yes or no? Brad wants to know, will there be a deer hunt too?
I would take this one. Yes, there will. It will be bigger and better than ever. You can take that to the bank. Go ahead, Kevin. Answer.
Well, I was going to say, I really want to. And I think that we really, if we pull it off again, we have to start planning earlier just because it is a lot of work, but it's also...
I think it's worth
It's worth it.
It's worth it.
It's worth
And
it.
we were gonna do it this year, but it was just, the timing just didn't work out. With everyone just got too sidetracked, and
Well, it was coming out of COVID, and
we had excuse. Everyone's got excuses. We just didn't make it a priority. But yes, the dream is to have a deer hunt 2, a deer hunt 3.
well, we'll
Yeah.
see. We'll just
Two.
start
We'll
at
start with
2.
deer hunt
4 and 5.
All right. So the answer is yes on that one. This is the last one, our non-anonymous ones. Val wants to know, how many Brussels sprouts can you make Lund eat by beating him at rock, paper, scissors?
So let me give you some background. We're at Beau's. We're there for the Rustlers
Pub night.
Pub night. We're having a great time. Val loves to play. So this is my sister-in-law. She loves to play games, and she started playing rock, paper, scissors with Lund. And if he lost, he had to eat the Brussels sprouts, which, if you're going to have Brussels sprouts, at Beau's, they are the best. However, they are still Brussels sprouts. Lund is very, very bad at rock, paper, scissors. Lost every game. Had to keep eating the Brussels sprouts. Was a petulant child. It was like you were making him eat. He would have been happier eating dirt. I've never seen a sadder, more...
Yeah.
He was doing that thing you do when you're a kid where you just chew, 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 but you don't swallow.
Yeah, that was the most vegetables I've eaten in quite a while.
I see you eat vegetables. That's not true.
I eat the good vegetables, but not Brussels
I love
sprouts.
Brussels sprouts. But anyways, the answer is as many as you want because he keeps losing.
Yeah.
The answer is 17. I think that's how many
tracks.
Brussels sprouts I had that night.
Yeah.
And that's my max.
Miserable for every single one of them.
Yeah, that's why I drink, because I have to eat. That's why I drink, because I have to eat Brussels sprouts when I drink.
So now we'll get on to the anonymous questions. A lot of these were weird, and we don't know how to answer it because we don't know who asked. Would Ted please put on his firefighter outfit again? The answer is slide into my DMs. I don't know who's asking.
Oh yes,
That's something I would do the firefighter calendar again.
Yeah.
I think we all would do. I don't think we're gonna get asked to do it again. But I would. Yeah.
And the mayor of Red Deer does not want to see the photo of it again. I'll tell you that much.
I think when he's out of office, he'll take the photo. But
He didn't. Well, yeah, he left it here. He didn't even bring it with him.
no, it's
He
a scandal.
forgot.
That's a scandal waiting to happen.
Okay, so that's the answer to that. What else do we have here? This one too, and this might only be to me and Lund, but maybe for everyone else here, pretend you're single. Would you ever be friends with benefits? Again, depends who's asking, depends on the situation, and probably. Getting those DMs.
See, I have no idea. Like, I've been dating my wife since high school and never...
That wasn't even a thing when we were young.
Yeah, and there was no internet dating. There was no Tinder. There's no any of that. So, like, I don't know how to function in today's society.
I'm an adult woman. I'm not interested in situationships. I couldn't go back to anything like that.
I think honestly at this age, friends with benefits is the same thing as dating. Like, I don't think you can call it whatever you want, but if you're doing it, you're dating. So my answer is no, I will not. But give me a call.
So we just had Dustin. Thanks for running downstairs. We are recording our farewell episode right after this, and the first bit of our studio audience is here. And we're doing Deer Call right now, sponsored by Cilantro and Chive. And Riley is here, and he brought us a bunch of food, so we're going to hurry this along.
And Cousin Dane.
Everyone can give their opinion, but who's the most sad that the podcast is coming to an end?
Dustin.
Dustin.
Yeah, I'd say the same.
Now, if it was who's the most mad,
It's me. I'm the most mad.
you got your own pod. Maybe Riley will sponsor the Co-Worker Erin podcast, right?
Put the pressure on.
He already owes us $10 for opening a can while we're recording. So look for a hair studio. All right, easy one. This we don't even have to elaborate on this. Who will get a girlfriend first, Ted or Lund?
Yeah, I'll say Lund. Because I'm better.
You're gettable.
Yeah.
Wow.
He doesn't want to be single. Ted wants to be single.
You're gettable.
I'm ungettable?
They're both gettable.
No, I just mean like
I'm not easy though. I don't want the world to get me confused with being easy.
I think you're easy.
You're more receptive to a relationship right now than I am.
I think it's Ted. I think.
Yeah, I'm with Erin.
I think Ted's coming up on an era of Ted.
Ted's still married. So gotta wade through that.
His married people have never had a girlfriend or boyfriend. Yeah.
Fair.
This one's just for Erin. Which oh dear guy would Erin marry if she had to?
So here's the thing. I think you guys all have a lot of positives and negatives. I don't see any of the marriages lasting. I think Dustin, we'd have a ton of fun. Ted, we have a really good connection.
We'd be married forever.
We would
Even if we got divorced, we wouldn't get divorced.
Yeah. Len, I love you. It might be you. And Kevin, I think that you would provide like a really wonderful, fulfilling life for us. So I don't think I could go wrong.
Answer the question, Erin.
She likes to have fun. We know the answer.
No, you know what? I'd throw your names in a hat and I'd take my lot in life.
Okay.
I'm pretty lucky.
We'll do that later.
That's good. Yeah, just in case. That's a win for all of us. This one's just single question mark. What? Yes?
No.
Yes.
Nope.
Yeah, that was an easy one. Shout me out. It's just all someone said. So, hey, you, a person who submitted your question anonymously. This one's for you. Who would go on a blind date? So again, just hypothetical if you're single.
A lot of thirsty bitches out there in Red Deer.
What do you mean? Give that back to him.
But you know what? I don't think like blind date. I don't think I would. And here's the thing is, I hate being when people are like, hey, you should meet my friend, blah blah blah. First of all, I don't like when people just assume that like I'm like desperately lonely and they need to set me up. That's a me thing. But I don't know. The blind date, I don't think I would.
We have a bad attitude about that because it's not that we think that you need a partner. It's that we see qualities in you that we think would match with somebody else.
Oh,
but then some people say, here's my friend. And I go,
if someone's just like, oh, I want to set you up, it's not always just because they think, you need it or whatever.
I think a blind date could be fun if the person's good.
If I say to someone,
sucks,
I just want to go to someone and say, set me up. I don't, because it just puts a weird pressure on it too. Like, hey, I know that I got this friend that you need to meet them, and then it's you've got like almost this third person involved in the date. I know that's just my personal feelings. I know, it works out great for a lot of people, and I'm sure, I don't know, maybe my attitude will change, but I'm not a big blind date guy.
Be open to new experiences. Say yes.
And maybe I'll come facilitate that date if you think I'm there anyway.
Here's an interesting one that actually I think, I don't know, how many exes do you have? And
3.
You just know it right off the hop, eh?
Yeah,
And
I wrote it down.
Oh, you wrote it down. And we're talking like, are we talking like legit relationships? Like you actually have put some sort of label on it, like
That's
right? Like
what I take it as, and I would be 3 as well.
Nice. I held hands with one.
Well,
If we're
Grade
talking about
6.
holding
okay,
hands.
I didn't actually date anybody till I'd graduated university.
Okay, so we're talking about that.
Holding
0.
hands, probably
Yeah.
7 or 8.
Like legit. How many girlfriends do you think you have though?
Walsh
Bro,
has like 4,000 from middle school.
Those don't count.
No, like we're talking serious
every Monday,
relationships.
you'd be holding hands with a
Yeah,
new
he's
girl.
smooching another one.
But I didn't mean that for this to happen, Kevin. I'm sorry.
I
I'll
fully
answer-
expected it when I saw this question.
I'd probably be about 6 or 7, including being married. Yeah.
I'd be probably 0.
Yeah, 7.
I was 1 before my wife.
Yeah. There we go.
I feel like a lot of them are about dating.
Yeah, I know. I told you people kind of came after us a bit. When was the last time you wet the bed? And for me, honestly, I would have been a kid. I peed my pants the first time I got drunk in like grade 8, but I was just walking around outside.
We're gonna unpack that later.
Yeah.
I don't remember how old I was, but I remember it was at a sleepover, and it had been years since I had, and this was the last time I did, and I just remember being really, really embarrassed by it. Like I knew I was too old.
I think I'm like you. I think I was like 7.
Yeah.
Had a pee sleepover.
Yeah.
Called my mom.
Yeah.
Call
Yeah.
your mom.
Can't spell sleepover without a P.
All right.
It
Don't
just
worry,
sucks
Dustin,
when
it
you go to a
checks out.
sleepover with a plastic sheet.
Oh, easy on the fluids, buddy.
Yeah.
Dustin, why is your sleeping bag
You gotta
so
sleep with
noisy?
Fuller.
Yeah. I was gonna say who's gonna sleep with Fuller tonight.
Has anyone though, like being like having too much to drink or anything like that, just had that? I know there's people who've like, had on things like Robaxa set and then had too much to drink, have wet the bed, but
What's your definition of wetting the bed? Because I think in one time in the last 10 years.
We're not talking about
I
wet
think it's pretty
dreams,
clear,
bud.
man.
No.
oh, he was
Oh,
he
yeah.
was
No,
pee
no.
stains in
So
that last
here's
game,
a
right?
story, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. Like in sometime in the last 10 years, like sometimes you have those dreams where you're peeing, you're about to pee in your dream, and then you wake up, and then you're like, "Fuck, I gotta pee."
Yeah.
One time it like started coming out,
Oh,
not
yeah.
like a lot. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I wet the bed, but like my boxers were wet
Yeah.
And was
on
the
the front.
Was the bed wet?
No, because it was enough that woke me up,
He's
and
been
then I
doing
went
his
pee.
exercises so he could snap it
So,
off. Pretty
yeah.
quick,
I'm
Yeah.
mad enough
Eagles.
to say
Yeah.
that it happened at some point in the last 10 years. That happened once.
You were dreaming about Katy Perry.
Yeah.
I'm not mad enough to say that. I'll say like 12 or 13.
I
Wow,
also
really?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, probably middle school.
Oh, I'm not so
I was
embarrassed.
I was a bedwetter till
Yeah.
like middle school.
Oh, really?
Did you bring plastic sheets to your sleepover?
Don't laugh. That's a thing, Kevin.
No, I just went home.
You just pissed their
Yeah.
bed and went home.
I'm out. See you later.
I think it's
My work here is done.
very important to say right now
Hey,
that
Mrs. Henderson, take care of this pee bed while I just go home.
Had a
I'm gonna
great
walk
time.
home.
Thanks for the meal.
no one else can see this, but Riley brought his cousin with him, who none of us have ever met, and he's sitting here listening to this. Never met any of us,
we
but
have a really great podcast.
this is why it's ending. Yeah. I think that's a great time to end the Ask Us Anything too. So thank you to everyone who submitted your questions. That was a lot of fun. And you know what? Again, something we can still do like on social media, on video and stuff, because I actually really like doing those. So
Oh dear.